Perhaps the most ridiculous and at the same time difficult situation is when a girl is not sure if a man really needs her or if all this is just a lie, deception, or an attempt to achieve something. Perhaps he is trying to achieve a certain goal and then quit. Maybe I'm not the only one, and he has other goddesses. Maybe he's bored with me or is considering me as a backup option. Let's talk about how to determine if a man needs you or not. The concept of need is quite vague. If he did end up next to you, then he definitely has some interest. However, it is already difficult to predict how serious a man's plans are. At the same time, it is important to take into account the expectations of a woman. If she expects her partner to be guaranteed to live with her for the rest of her life and never hurt her, then this is too naive to discuss. And if it just requires confidence that the partner is not lying right now and what he says corresponds to his feelings, then there are several simple tests for this. However, in order to understand and apply them correctly, you must first divide a person into 3 categories: in love, loving, and dependent. Otherwise, you will get a large mixture. How do you know if a man in love needs you or not? A man in love is a representative of the stronger sex, suddenly under the influence of his hormones. The girl became a source of certain emotions that affected his psyche and caused a change in the composition of his blood, literally speaking. Now he likes you much more than the others, but how do you understand that? It is enough to look closely at his behavior. The infatuation catches the eye. When communicating with the object of sympathy, rapid heartbeat, excitement, redness of the face, embarrassment and fear of saying something wrong will be noticeable. Even the most confident men change their actions when a girl they have fallen in love with appears. This is what will be a sign of a reaction to a woman. However, to confirm your guesses, pay attention to his actions, which are directed specifically at you. His desire to pleasantly surprise you. Everyone here does what they can. Gifts, surprises, help, flowers, if the guy was raised by women and does not know another. More mature men compliment you, remember your preferences, respect your personal boundaries and know what kind of treatment you like. They are interested in your hobbies and desires in order to please you when they have the opportunity. If you have even a drop of doubt, you can be sure that everything will be fine as long as you listen to your heart and pay attention to your feelings. The decision whether a man needs you should come from your own confidence and intuition. Looking for an excuse to chat. If you are colleagues, then a man will come to your office more often. If you live nearby, you will begin to visit the places of a likely meeting more often. If there is an online connection, he will write. Give me the number, wait for the call. And the reason will be kind of stupid every time. From the episode, "Hi, have you been outside already? I'm going to, I don't know if it's cold or what." Or, "Hi, you don't know what's wrong with the connection today, my internet is not catching well." He confesses his love. Rarely openly, more often veiled. He will make hints about the fact that if he chose, he would choose you. In a conversation about other girls, you will hear something like, "You are better, this hairstyle suits you better." He can say the phrase, "I love you," in the form of a joke. All this together guarantees the presence of sympathy, interest and sexual attraction. It may not be enough for you, but from the point of view of psychology, everything that is happening leads to the only possible verdict: this man needs you. How do you know if a dependent man needs you or not? The stage of falling in love does not last long. If you push through the impulses of a man or ignore them, then the development of events can go in 2 different ways. The first is that the guy is confident in himself, he loves and appreciates himself, respects personal boundaries, both his own and the girl's. Therefore, at the stage of reducing the hormones of falling in love, a direct question and the same direct offer will follow. "I like you, let's go on a date." "I like you, let's date." Well, or another option that will sound specific and unambiguous. The second is that the man has failed the balance of importance, he has low self-esteem, he has become addicted. Feelings have arisen, the need for a particular girl is high, but the goal seems unattainable. This is frustration, which will inevitably lead to concessions. Simply put, the girl will receive unlimited power and the guy will begin to adjust to her, please, achieve, deserve, compete. I don't care what to do, just to get her. First, you will see attempts to conform to the generally accepted norm in order to be a real man in your eyes. Flowers, gifts, spending money, invitations to cafes and restaurants, jealousy, show-offs. There's a lot of people here, but all actions will be aimed at proving to the girl that I love you more than others, I need you so I can't live without you, I'll kill anyone for you, I'll do everything for you, I won't let anyone near you. Secondly, manipulations will follow. Someone prefers to threaten violence against themselves, like if you won't be with me, I'll hang myself, I'll throw myself off the roof, I'll drown. The others go the other way, if you don't come with me, I'll kill you. And your men. He can arrange stalking, show obsession, blackmail. And in this case, the verdict of the psychologist is completely different. This man doesn't need you. He is addicted, he is ready to seek, care for and deserve, but your value as a person is zero. A man saves his reputation and self-esteem, a girl becomes a tool. And if he succumbs to tricks, he will become a trophy. There is no love, there has never been and there will never be. Abuse is ahead. How do you know if a loving man needs you or not? As a rule, all the signs described below become obvious already in an existing relationship. If you escaped from an addict in time and gave the green light to a lover, then a new stage of romantic communication can also go two ways. The first is that hormones have disappeared, sympathy has disappeared, interest has disappeared, there is no new fuel, interaction turns into misunderstandings, conflicts and quarrels. The second is that you are suitable for each other and a man really needs you. Here's how it manifests itself. Emotional intimacy. You can easily share your fears, experiences, opinions, and thoughts. The partner does the same thing. In any situation, it is possible to find a compromise and your conversations are always accompanied by understanding. The guy and the girl are on the same wavelength. Physical intimacy. You never experienced tactile hunger, your preferences in bed converge or you manage to agree on how to make each other feel good. No one manipulates intimacy, both know what the partner likes and can ask at any moment to satisfy sexual hunger. It is not necessary that the satellite will explode at the first call, but it will definitely not ignore the desire. Recreational proximity. You are comfortable with each other, no matter what you have to do. He is easily ready to go with you to the village for a week without the internet, he is interested in going on vacation to Bali with you, he manages to maintain a relationship after the renovation of the apartment. Go shopping, to the cinema, to dinner with relatives, to meet with friends. If at some point you notice that you are doing something boring and meaningless, but both are happy together, then everything is fine. Intellectual intimacy. Your beliefs, views and worldview either coincide completely or do not go against each other. Should a woman work, is a man obliged to fully support his family, is the financial superiority of the fairer sex normal, is the country moving in the right direction? All these are hot topics that will cause controversy. If the partner is radically different in his thinking, not better or worse, but different, then he does not need you by definition. You are not the person who seems normal to his psyche. There is no problem that the couple is not planning a child. The problem starts when she wants to become a mom, and it seems wiser for him to put a salary on Barcelona in El Clásico. There is no problem if a girl dreams of living without working, and a guy considers this the norm. The problem will begin when she demands to provide for all her desires, and he will not be able to look at her as a full-fledged person. Spiritual intimacy. Men are polygamous, there is such an opinion. It's easy to drag them out of a relationship, just beckon with your finger. Perhaps this is partly true, but there is a good phrase in this regard: you can seduce a man who does not have a woman. You can seduce a man who has a woman. You can seduce a man who has a wife. But you can't seduce a man who has a sweetheart. This means that having a spiritual connection with a partner will not allow him to betray, change, deceive. It's just a principle. Therefore, it is important to look at a man's behavior and beliefs. If you have to restrain, intimidate, manipulate, control and blackmail him so that he does not turn left, then the answer to the headline question is obvious: the man does not need you. He's still around, you've chained him up, but in fact the value of a woman for such a guy is zero. And only if he had all the opportunities for infidelity, but did not change, could have left 100 times, but did not leave, attracts the attention of other women, but confidently built the boundaries of what is acceptable, we can say that he needs you. Instead of the total. As mentioned above, the concept of need is vague. It is not known what you mean. I hope this material will allow you to take a broader look at the situation and understand that a man's need for a woman may be different. It depends both on the stage of the relationship itself and on the condition of the representative of the stronger sex. The abusers are trying their best to prove that a woman is the most valuable thing in the world for them. But in practice, they only save their infinitely falling self-esteem. Thanks for your attention. Be sure to share your opinion in the comments. Feedback is important for the author. Don't forget to like the post.